Step into a culinary crossroads where sliders meet regional loyalty, and the battle of the buns unfolds. For this is an intriguing story of White Castle and Krystal, two burger empires locked in a clandestine dance of flavors. In this video, we'll unveil the peculiarities that make them mirror each other while cherishing the geographical boundaries that set them apart. View this as a tale of patties and passion, where White Castle reigns supreme in the northern realms, and Krystal claims sovereignty in the southern territories. If you're nodding in recognition or scratching your head in curiosity, you're not alone. These regional titans have maintained an unspoken treaty, steering clear of each other's stomping grounds and cultivating a fervent fan base in the process. Explore untold stories of iconic brands and personalities at the Bullish Society. Uncover forgotten archives, secrets, and narratives that shape our world. Meet visionaries, voices of change, and immerse yourself in defining stories. Subscribe now and join our community of storytellers. Fasten your seatbelts, because this isn't just about burgers. It's a savory narrative that transcends borders and captivates taste buds. Welcome to the realm where sliders tell a story of two parallel worlds with a shared love for the extraordinary. Decades ago, White Castle emerged with a groundbreaking concept, setting the stage for what is now considered the very first fast food restaurant. This establishment, built around the innovative notion of selling 5-cent square hamburgers and coffee from a compact, cost-effective structure, achieved remarkable success. Its influence was so profound that it sparked the birth of numerous hamburger chains, with Krystal standing out as one of the most enduring. Roy Davenport, inspired by the thriving model of White Castle, ventured into opening his own version in Chattanooga, Tennessee in 1932, investing $5,000 to construct a modest 250 square feet white building. Roy replicated the 5-cent hamburger and coffee offerings. The inaugural customer made history by ordering 6 Krystal hamburgers and a cup of coffee for a mere 35 cents. To this day, Krystal restaurants continue to serve a strikingly similar hamburger, adorned with onions and pickles. The subtle deviation lies in Krystal's addition of mustard, a distinguishing touch that sets it apart. While both White Castle and Krystal have embraced the enduring popularity of the slider, the former took the lead in menu innovation. Notably, the chicken sandwich, now a staple for both establishments, was introduced by White Castle in 1987, a decade before Krystal unveiled its own version, the Krystal Chick. The collaboration between White Castle and Church's Chicken in the 1980s, which led to co-branded locations and shared menu items, showcased White Castle's early venture into diverse offerings. Surprisingly, Krystal's foray into the fried chicken domain dates back to the 1960s, when they initiated a small chain of separately branded fried chicken restaurants. This historical engagement with fried chicken runs deeper for both White Castle and Krystal than commonly perceived. The striking resemblance in menus is a testament to White Castle's profound influence on Krystal, shaping the trajectory of their offerings over the years. Now, let's delve into an intriguing comparison between two renowned restaurants, White Castle and Krystal, that may not initially strike as significant, but their cleanliness unveils a unique facet of their histories. Now, let's explore a distinctive aspect of the histories of two renowned restaurants, White Castle and Krystal, their commitment to cleanliness. In 1921, White Castle pioneered the concept of a hamburger stand during a time when hamburgers were not widely popular, faced with the challenge of overcoming public skepticism due to a prior expose on unsanitary conditions in meat processing plants. White Castle strategically utilized the color white as a symbol of cleanliness, from white buildings and porcelain interiors to pristine white uniforms. The commitment to cleanliness was evident in every aspect, reinforcing the safety of their offerings. In 1932, Krystal entered the scene, drawing inspiration from a crystal ball lawn ornament that conveyed clarity and cleanliness. The name Krystal, chosen for its association with these qualities, contributed to a brand identity emphasizing cleanliness. Many Krystal establishments incorporated the crystal ball theme, reinforcing reinforcing their dedication to a clean dining environment. White Castle's influence on Krystal extended beyond namesakes, revealing an unexpected parallel in their diversification strategies. In the 1930s, White Castle innovatively engineered a machine for crafting their distinctive white paper hats, which proved successful enough to become a subsidiary business supplying millions of hats to various fast food establishments. White Castle's self-sufficiency extended to manufacturing buildings and kitchen equipment, spawning additional subsidiaries. This unforeseen diversification highlights the specialized nature of their operations, with White Castle creating subsidiaries to manufacture items essential to their distinctive approach. In a parallel trajectory, Krystal, while distinct, followed a similar path, leveraging innovation to establish a brand synonymous with cleanliness and quality. In a surprising turn, Krystal ventured into aircraft maintenance in the 1970s, initially serving their corporate planes. This endeavor expanded in the 1990s, contributing significantly with approximately 3% of their total sales attributed to this division. However, recognizing the necessity to refocus on their core restaurant operations, Krystal divested this business, completing the sale in the early 2000s. Another noteworthy venture was Krystal's entry into the family restaurant sector with Po Folks in the 1980s. Inspired by a country song by Bill Anderson, this southern chain managed by Krystal expanded to over 100 locations. However, strategically, Krystal spun off Po Folks in an independent entity, eventually facing financial challenges and filing for bankruptcy. While these ventures don't directly compare the two chains, they offer insights into the diverse paths taken by their respective companies. In terms of marketing, White Castle was a pioneer, being the first fast food restaurant to advertise in newspapers and on television in 1960. Their historic "Buy Them by the Sack" slogan in the 1990s led to the iconic "What You Crave" slogan and the popular Crave case featuring 30 sliders. Krystal also found success in commercials, featuring notable moments like a 1970s commercial starring Samuel L. Jackson. The 1980s introduced Sid the Cowboy and his horse Sheila, becoming synonymous with Krystal's commercials. While both chains engage in traditional advertising, Krystal's unique cult following led to non-traditional avenues, enhancing their impact among B chains. Reflecting on White Castle in 1977, the cinematic landscape was influenced by Saturday Night Fever, featuring a White Castle scene. In 1986, the Beastie Boys' diamond-selling album Licensed to Ill prominently mentioned White Castle. In 2004, the film Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle incorporated the restaurant due to its modest yet dedicated following. For Krystal, deeply rooted in Southern popularity, endorsements from Southern celebrities played a crucial role. Elvis Presley, an avid Krystal enthusiast, ordered 100 sliders in 1954, delighting fans after his first radio broadcast. In the 1960s, country singer Krystal Gale adopted her stage name from the fast food chain. The 1980s saw Krystal sliders delivered to President Ronald Reagan on Air Force One. In 2022, rapper 2 Chainz became Krystal's head of creative marketing, introducing the intriguing side chick as the first new menu item. The 2 Chainz diverge significantly in their risk tolerance. White Castle, owned by the Ingram family for over a century, follows a cautious and risk-averse approach under the leadership of Lisa Ingram, a 4th-generation family member. The company has consistently maintained minimal debt, limited franchising, and retains complete ownership of all U.S. locations. On the other hand, Krystal, initially mirroring White Castle's path, adopted a more assertive stance in the 1990s. This included initiating franchise sales in 1990, branded as Krystal Key, and conducting a public stock offering in 1992 to facilitate aggressive expansion. Currently, approximately 40% of Krystal locations are franchised. However, this riskier strategy faced challenges, leading to bankruptcy filings in 1995 and 2020 due to financial burdens and legal issues. Despite these differing risk approaches, both White Castle and Krystal have maintained a similar scale, each boasting around 300 to 400 locations. This prompts consideration of whether this size is optimal for their operations. While Krystal, influenced by White Castle, has carved its own identity, the two restaurants persist as remarkably similar yet distinct entities. Thanks for joining us on this captivating journey through the stories that shape our world. Your support keeps the Bullish Society thriving. Subscribe and ring the notification bell to never miss a captivating story. More incredible stories and interviews are coming your way. Stay tuned for what's next on the Bullish Society.